Hello everyone, myself Dr. Radhika Mehta, Associate Professor from Jagannath University, Jaipur. Let's start the new topic from Unit 12, Specialized Reporting. So talking about this reporting, this is about a specialized reporting which is mainly to cover a particular beat. Let's start from the very first, crime reporting. Crime reporting is an important beat in all the major and medium-sized newspapers. There is enormous public interest in crime stories, and no newspaper can afford to ignore them without damaging its circulation and credibility. Crime is a part of life, and it is newspapers' duty to inform the reader of what crimes are going on in their city, state, or country. Although crime reporting is usually assigned to one of the junior reporters in a newspaper, it is a highly responsible and specialized job. The reporter should not only have the ability to sift the grain from the chaff and the truth from lies, he should always have good contacts on the police, in the police, and other departments of the administration, as well as working knowledge of the penal codes and law of libel and other relevant matters. Besides, he must observe a code of honor. He should be as positive as humanly as possible, so as to avoid resorting to sensationalism or cheap gimmicks to catch the attention of the readers or the viewers. He should not suppress news of public interest, nor should he seek to settle personal scores with police officers or lawyers or judges. And he must be careful that in the course of his work, he does not unnecessarily invade a citizen's privacy. Crime reporters try to glorify the activities of criminals or sometimes make heroes of them. This practice should be discouraged as much as a resort of sensationalism. The crime reporter must never violates standards of decency and good news tastes. There are several types of crime news: murders, fires, accidents, robberies, burglaries, fraud, blackmail, kidnapping, rape, etc. Now let's understand types of incidents which has to be covered in crime reporting. First, fires. The reporter must get his facts correct about the essential elements of a fire story: the number of persons killed or injured, the extent of damage to property, loss of valuables, etc. He must also find out if the fire brigade responded in time or was guilty of delaying the fire operations through sheer lethargy or incompetence or lack of water supply. He should question eyewitnesses about any acts of bravery and cowardice. All these are essential ingredients of a fire story. Next, homicide. In cases of major murder, the reporter should rush to a scene as soon as possible after receiving a tip and gather all the relevant facts. In 9 cases out of 10, crime reporters say in Delhi depend on police information about murders, and there is a time lapse before they can begin their investigations. This often hampers their search for the truth. The reporter must, in any case, exercise great care in how he handles the story. Otherwise, he runs the risk of causing offense. In reporting dowry deaths or alleged dowry deaths, the reporter must refrain from leveling incorporated statements by one party or the other. He must therefore get his facts correct by talking to the investigation police officer, the girl's in-laws and her parents, and if possible with the neighbors. Next, accidents. Most accidents are reported on the basis of police bulletins or information supplied by police spokesmen. However, whenever possible, the crime reporter must rush to the scene of a major accident to give authenticity to his story. Next, arrests. It is a serious matter to report that a person has been placed under arrest. When such a report is made, the exact charge against the arrested person could be given, and it should be documented by either a record or attribution to a responsible official. In such documentation, if such documentation cannot be obtained, the reporter has better to check the facts. The person in question may not have been under arrest at all. In many states, an arrest is not formally accompanied until a prisoner is booked. The news, in any case, must be handled with care. Next, accusations. It is commonly written that some is being sought for robbery, suspected for arson, or tried for murder. This is journalistic shorthand which has gained acceptance through usage, but it is neither precise nor correct. Persons are sought in connection with the robbery unless a charge has actually been made, in which case they are charged with robbery. Persons under suspicion are not necessarily going to be charged with a crime, and it is generally not privileged matter to indicate that suspicion is attached to any individual by name. Where the police suspect someone but lack of proof, that person may be held as material witness, that is far different from being accused of as a criminal. Therefore, cases of suspicion are not usually given to extensive and detailed news treatment if no privileged material is available for use. Now let's take a look on the fundamental precautions that a crime reporter must take account of. First is that the police and prosecutors rarely give them information on a silver platter. That means a tremendous amount of interviewing and research must be done in a very short time so that a coherent story may be written. Second, there is no guarantee of police accuracy, and therefore police versions of names, addresses, and other facts must be checked. Next, police and journalistic terminologies are not identical. The legal term for a slaying is a homicide, but many news organizations loosely and incorrectly refer to such crimes automatically as murder. Now let's take a look on the next type of reporting, business and commerce reporting. The focus of business reporting is the state of business depending on the country's economic climate, the stock market, capital market, the wholesale and consumer price indices, metals and gold prices, industrial and agricultural production, consumer behavior, inflation, money supply, foreign and Indian investments, unemployment, wages and labor disaffection, all are areas of interest to the business reporter. The economy operates in a cycle of expansion and contraction known as boom and bust. The markets hit a low during bust characterized by low demand, piling up of goods, product, and at worst, people are thrown out of employment. At boom, the demand picks up, entrepreneur invests, employment is generated, there is more cash flow and happier times return as economy operates at its peak efficiency. After a few years, the economy goes back to bust to repeat its business cycle. The best indicator of country's economy is the stock market, represented by bulls and bears, the former denoting buoyancy and the latter low economic activity. A business reporter should have a masterly understanding of economics at a macro and micro levels to interpret economic data and tell how they are going to affect business. He should sound an alarm when the economy is heading for a slump or recession. And conversely, when the economic outlook is bright, he should bring cheer to industry, but he should desist from creating a panic in the stock market where people have invested their life savings. To command respect in financial and business cycles, you must be knowledgeable, credible, and insightful. To do so, you must be in contact with some of the best economic brains of the country who may be in the finance ministry, universities, research organizations, and even corporate houses. Now let's understand the next one,